This is my new purchase for today. I just picked this up this morning. Guy I used to work with texted me and said he had this for sale. Was asking if I would be interested in it or knew somebody who would, and I told him I would be. I don't have one of these. I thought it'd be nice to kind of have one. And I don't know what I'd use it for yet, but we'll find something, I'm sure. That's a crosscut saw. Came with a 3-point adapter there to go on the back of any tractor. I've got it on the back of the 504 now just because it's the only one I've really trusted with 3-point on it. And it's got little pipes down there. Those poles stick in the pipes. You can pick it up, move it around. And you got your wood that sits here, and you just run it in and out. And used to be you could run these with a big flat wide belt off of that pulley there and go off a belt pulley off of an older tractor. But this one looks to have been converted because there's another pulley there. I'm missing the belt, of course. Used to be a leather belt. And there's a belt tensioner here that would keep tension on the belt, but they've got this shaft on the back side here, and it looks to be adapted to fit a regular PTO shaft. There's where your shear pin would go there, so you could have your tractor sit off here off the corner, and you wouldn't have to strap the thing down, because otherwise you'd have to keep tension off of that pulley pulling off of that direction, and you'd have to tie this down to the ground somehow to keep it stationary. Otherwise the thing would walk off with belt tension on it. So this way it looks like you could just set it down someplace and you don't have to worry about keeping it tied down. Came with the saw blade off of it, but it turns pretty nice by itself. There's no little bit of up and down play. There's a lot of in and out play, so I got to kind of fiddle with that. I've got the grease caps off of it on the ground over there. So that's my new purchase. Whopping $150 for that, and it's not that heavy either. I can come over here and lift it off the ground with one arm, so it's not that heavy. It's nice. Everything's free on it. So not too bad. I might need to sharpen the teeth on that saw blade, but came there's this little box on the back here, and a piece of rope and some string, and there's a decent sized wasp nest in here too, but I got rid of that already. I'm not entirely sure what all is in here. But it came with a little wooden stand, which I've got in the truck back there. I guess that's supposed to support the PTO shaft. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll see if we can get it running, see if maybe the old threshers can use it up there to cut wood down to size for using the steam engines up there. This bracketry down here, I don't know if you can see it right in here, it's kind of rusted through. It's pretty bad right there. Get some light on it. There's a hole rusted through there, but otherwise it's in pretty decent shape for what it is. I looked around, I didn't see any kind of manufacturer's decals or stickers or ID tags or anything on it. So it may be partially factory built, and then somebody's modified it and customized it and changed it quite a bit over the years. I wouldn't have any idea how old it is. This shield here doesn't look to be in any way factory. Looks completely hand built. I mean, the brackets for it may have been factory, but I doubt that they're this shield here is any kind of custom or any kind of factory block. These bearing blocks definitely look newer. If I can get you in the picture, I'd put some grease to them, but they were free already. There's a little bit of grease coming out of there. I don't know why it's trying to focus on the ground. There, that's a little better. So that turn's pretty free. I think that shaft is a little bent, but come on, focus. But so that's my new purchase. I just picked it up today. We'll see if I can't find a belt for it. I'm going to get some grease in them grease caps and get some fresh grease in there, because you can't see. Yeah, there's nothing left in there, and it's still pretty sticky. Old stuff though. I got some old John Deere corn head grease I'm going to stick in there. It's real heavy, real thick, and sticky. So, why is this thing not focusing? I'll have to fiddle with it later. So, just gave you all an update. I haven't really worked on much today. Let's see if I can maybe get some work done on this, and then maybe work on the Ford a little bit. Just thought I'd show you all what's going on. Okay, so I did a bit of work to it. Notice there's a pulley on the ground. Got to spinning this shaft here, and pulley on the end there was doing all sorts of wobble, wibble wobble, and moving around and stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention there's a little stand there too for the PTO shaft. It's supposed to stick off the end of that. But come down and look down here. Focus, camera. There we go. Sort of, maybe. Something. They were just relying on a single little square-headed Allen, or square-headed set screw, to hold that keyed pulley in place. There was nothing there. There's no keyway. There's a very off-center drilled hole that where'd the nut go? There it go. See, it's centered there, but you go over there, whoa, way off center. So that's the only thing that was really holding it on there. This was even loose. I mean, you put that, I had the nut on there. I didn't even need a pair of pliers or wrenches or anything to pull it off. It came off by hand. So that little tiny set screw is all that was holding the thing in place, and it had even moved. You can your camera phone don't want to focus on anything. There. You can kind of, I had to beat it off with a hammer and brass drift. And this, come off of there. This was on here, right about there. With that wedged up in the keyway, trying to take up the space. I bet you if I were to clean that ridge off of there, that pulley would just slide on real nice like and easy and have a whole lot of play to it. They've got these set screwed on stops, I guess, all over the place. There's even one on the probably on each side of the bearing. I can't get to the back side. So that's one problem so far. I'm going to make a new pulley there out of metal or something, because that's all wood and lots of play there. So I might make that out of metal since I've got a working lathe now. Sort of. I gotta mess with it too. So I did get new grease up into the grease caps up here. Turns absolutely silent now. What is this thing not focusing on for? If it weren't for the cicadas and the crickets, you'd be able to hear absolutely nothing. But that's the prop shaft. I've had that thing for a while. It's been sitting in the barn. I think I might actually have a use for it now, though. So I got some marine grade deep grease in these grease caps here so that they keep the moisture out of it and hopefully keeps the rust away, because this thing's going to be sitting outside most of the time. In fact, all the time. I don't think it'll ever be inside. So that's one update. Let's see what I can do about getting the key machined. Maybe build that up or find a brass bushing or something I can put in there to fix that, because that's not going to work. So more work to be done.